All right, 2 seconds. Okay, all right, is this working? Let's set things up here and do a couple tests for those of you tuned in on Facebook, presumably. Just setting things up for some button making, and gonna be chilling out here for the next little bit, and we'll go live on all platforms in a moment. We're live on YouTube at the same time. Dun, 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 dun. Cool. All right. Okay, I think this is working. Cool. Aloha to those of you on all platforms. As we are hanging out here, going to be doing some button making. And this is kind of just like very experimental. All right. For those of you on YouTube, can you guys confirm that you can hear me okay? Drop a 1111 in the chat. Looks like it's coming through okay. All right, cool. Just as I have not, I don't think yeah, this is kind of new. This is kind of new territory. So, nonetheless, yo, what's up for those of you on Instagram as well? Just getting things set up here in master control and going live on all platforms. We got a few people tuned in already, and I'm just going to set things up on TikTok, and then I'll get into some button making and just hanging out here with you guys. Okay. Welcome. Much love, everybody. Thank you so much for joining in. Yo, Dimitri, thanks for joining in. Cool. All right, there. I'm going live on TikTok too. What's up, everybody? Okay, there we go. All right, now to make some buttons. So, all right. Okay, cool. All right, let's make sure this works properly. Yo, what's up, everybody? It's me, Brendan, that guy. Gonna be making some buttons, and this is something that like I have to do anyways, so I am doing it while hanging out with you guys, and you guys will get to kind of like see a bit of the process. I'm trying to figure out if I can get like kind of what the best angle is for those of you on all platforms. So cool. All right, okay, let's see how this goes. All right, so yeah, I just kind of wanted to be able to hang out here and just kind of like see who's tuning in, to be able to hang out as a team. Ooh, that's probably gonna get loud. Might have to, do I have a thing I can do? That's all right, we'll figure it out. Okay, all right, cool. All right, how many buttons will I be able to make during this broadcast? Someone keep track. Yo, Oleg, yo, what's up, dude? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, if you guys are here, you guys are welcome to just kind of like chill out for a bit. If you guys want to like ask some questions like related to spirituality, please feel free. Please feel free to do that. If you guys want to throw some questions my way. So I'm making shift buttons right now, so you can see like these are the variety of like consciousness shifting buttons that we have. So like the buttons that you guys see me wearing in most of my videos, those are called shift buttons. Those are available through the item shop. They're specifically designed for shifters. They're designed to be able to like help assist and accelerate the shift in consciousness. I've been making shift buttons for like since like like 2013, and like seriously, like they have changed lives. Like the way how they work is that the shift buttons, they have the website on the rim. So when you give someone a shift button, you're essentially like giving them like a hologram is kind of the best way that I can explain it. Give me 2 seconds here. I just want to adjust things so the TikTok camera isn't wobbling too much. There, this will be a bit better. Yo, what's up, everybody? All right, there we go. 1 second. All right, there we go. Yeah, I'm doing my regular thing where I'm like broadcasting on multiple platforms as per usual. If you guys are tuned in on TikTok, go ahead, leave a comment down below. Let me know. And yeah, I got my lo-fi tunes on. So yeah, this is like, you can see like the YouTube, you guys, your angle's a little bit different. Like it's hard for you to like see the machine. The Instagram and TikTok can see the machine. You guys, should I angle it differently? Do you guys want to see the machine? Here, hold on. I'll give you like a high angle. That might be better. 1 second. I know my hand's on the mic right now. That might be there. Now you can see. Now you can't see me. There we go. Okay, I'll try and find like a balance there. Sweet. All right. Yo, what's up, everybody? Yeah, if you guys want to throw some questions my way, you guys are welcome to. I'm here to just kind of be like multitasking, where I'm gonna be like, I have to make these buttons anyways because I want to be able to just like restock. And again, if you guys want some of the shift buttons and everything like that, they're available at the item shop. Again, I'm not trying to like sell you these. I'm just letting you know they exist, and they're really fun to use. Man, it's been a while since I've like made a bunch of these in bulk. It's been like the first time I've kind of like sat down to make them in a while, but I enjoy making them and everything like that. Like every single shift button made is a seed that is planted. So I'll show you some of the ones as I go through and make them and stuff like that. So, but all of them have like conscious symbolism, consciousness evoking symbolism on them. Jose asking the question, what do I know about Moldavite? Everybody wants to know about Moldavite. What do you guys know about Moldavite? Moldavite is basically just mold. That's it. That's why it's called Moldavite. It's mold. It's literally just mold. So it's mold that's been blessed by fairies. So maybe, I don't know. So that makes sense. Anyways, guys, so there's an example of a shift button there. See some like Eye of Ra. And so again, those have on the website on the side that links to Paradigm Shift Central, which links to our community, links to our team chat. So like the buttons are designed to be able to help evoke synchronicity. Like when you wear a button, they're designed to be able to help like spark discussion and stuff like that. So they're pretty dope. Yo, what's up, Maggie? Thanks for joining in. Thanks again, everybody, for being here. Glad you guys enjoy my content. If you guys are tuned in on TikTok, go ahead and ask a question. For those of you on YouTube as well, we got about 4 people tuned in on YouTube. As you can see, I got like my control center. I got like camera there, and all the stuff. So awesome. If anybody wants to sign up for the Patreon while we're doing this, you guys are more than welcome to. I'm not expecting it, but we will like update. You can see we're currently at 202, working towards our objective of 208 is our next objective. But yeah, if you guys are tuned in right now, especially for those of you on TikTok, I know a lot of you are new to my content. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to let me know. You guys are more than welcome to ask questions about like spirituality and consciousness. But yeah, like a big part that I've been interested in has been basically hacking the matrix. So here you can see, like here's like so there's a button that's got like, again, like kind of like pine cone sacred geometry on it. So you wear one of these, and then like if you get into a discussion with someone, you can be like, here's a gift, and you take it off and you give it to them. Like these are meant to be like worn and shared. And so they're super powerful in that way. And I've made thousands of these over the years, and they have planted seeds across many different circumstances. So yeah, do you guys want to talk about UFOs? Yeah, sure, go ahead, let me know. So yeah, again, I'm making they're known as shift buttons. These are items that are available through my item shop. So you can see there, like all of them have like consciousness evoking symbolism and the main website on the side for our community, which you guys can connect to. If you guys are tuned in on TikTok, you guys can click the link in my profile to tune in on YouTube, and they're available through my item shop. So my item shop is also in my profile link. But yeah, if you guys sign up for Patreon, then you guys get like a discount, 25% discount for shift buttons, which is a super dope deal. Like they're I already make them super affordable to begin with. All right, you guys want to talk about UFOs? What do you guys want to talk about? You guys let me know what you guys want to talk about. I mean, obviously I can talk about shift buttons, but there's a million other things to be able to talk about. But yeah. Thanks for chilling out. Obviously just multitasking right now. We got some dope people tuned in. Yo, what's up, Mary? What's up, Dimitri? What's up, Oleg? What's up to user 205021851? And anybody else tuned in on TikTok as well. Yeah, making shift buttons is something I've been really passionate about. Like you can see, I got some like templates for like free hug ones. So if you guys want like free hug buttons, those are always good. Like when you order them online, usually I just like give out like a random assortment. There's like over like 60 different designs. They're kind of like Pogs in a way. Who here remembers Pogs? Who here is a 90s kid, essentially? So that's interesting. Dimitri talking about seeing super bright stars in the sky, and maybe those stars are UFOs. I mean, there's some stars that you see and they kind of like it's hard to kind of determine sometimes, like whether it's just like the way the stars refracting through the atmosphere, and it kind of gives it like almost like kind of like a pulsating glow sometimes, you know, sometimes that can happen. So I think it like until like an object in the sky is actually moving, I think it's safe to assume that it's probably just a star. But you should try communicating with it telepathically just in case. So Skeely, go ahead, talk to us a little bit about what you want to talk to us about. You want to talk about Rick and Morty? Awesome. Wishing you guys an awesome Saturday afternoon. Anybody who tunes into this broadcast, just sending you guys good vibes. Thank you guys for supporting the work that I do. And if you guys are new to my content, again, we're building a global team of shifters, people who are actively helping assist with the shift in consciousness. And we've been doing this for quite some time. So you can see there, that's a free hugs button right there. So you can imagine, guys, like having a free hugs button. I mean, nowadays it's kind of we're in kind of like an age where like free hugs are kind of like very illegal or renegade or something like that. But the free hugs button still has its place. But yeah, just wearing these buttons is really, really fun. And again, people who are in the community, like you guys can get these buttons and use them. Like go out there and play the game of shifting consciousness, play the game of planting seeds. Like, that's what we encourage people to be able to do. So that's pretty interesting, Dimitri. Dimitri, have you had a sighting that you would definitely consider to be a UFO sighting? How many people here have seen a UFO? Just like quick survey for the audience. How many people here have had like some kind of UFO sighting? I'm just gonna adjust my microphone for the YouTube. Just don't want it to be too loud for you guys. Guys, I was probably also going to be doing some Team Tarot broadcasts a little bit later today, just to give you a heads up. I'm going to be doing this for the next little bit just because I want to do this, because I have to do this. And then I'll be doing some tarot a little bit later today. Yo, what's up, everybody? Thanks again, everybody, for joining in. Again, we're just making some shift buttons right now. These are consciousness shifting buttons. There's like some Ouroboros button there. Haven't you always wanted a button with the ancient symbols of the universe on it? And then when people see your button, you can like give it to them and spark a conversation and create a new friend. The amount of people that I have met giving out shift buttons is like beyond what I can count. And again, I've been doing this since like, I've been giving out shift buttons since like 2011, 2012, give or take. So, interesting. I'm just looking at all the chats at once right now. But yeah, if you guys have any questions about spirituality and stuff like that, please feel free to ask me. And again, the questions can be like both for me and the chat, or if you even have like any questions about like my own spiritual journey, yeah, please, by all means, go ahead. Like, I'm on here. Part of the reason why I'm on here, especially for those of you on TikTok, is to be able to develop relationship and get to know you and to build the team and to build the community, because that is always a priority, because there are always going to be people who are going to connect and they're going to really resonate with what it is, not just what I'm doing, but what we're creating here as a team. And again, we've been building a team of conscious creators, and it's pretty exciting. It's really, really, really exciting. And that's why we got our weekly team podcast. And if you guys haven't yet, you can check that out. So, oh, why is the live lagging? Why is my Wi-Fi all, my internet's like laggy right now. I wonder why. No, I can see that for those of you on YouTube. Like, I can see my internet is like coming in slower. Huh. Interesting. That might fix itself, but it might not. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. It's not really something that's fully in my control, so I'll keep an eye on it. I may just maybe I'll try like closing the different streams. I'm gonna try closing the Instagram stream just to see if that makes any sort of difference. I don't know why. Why is my... Hold on. I'm just going to try clicking a button. I just want to see if it makes a difference. One second for those of you on YouTube. Just trying to see here. Yeah, sorry about that, YouTube. I'm not sure why it's I don't know, man. Like, my internet's usually pretty consistent. I might have to call them about that. I'm not 100% sure why it's all glitchy right now. So Skeely, I'm not exactly sure what you're referring to there. So alright, yeah, for those of you on YouTube, I don't know, maybe if I restart the broadcast, I don't know. That's weird. Like, I haven't had an issue with my Wi-Fi like that, but I can tell, I know it's lagging for you guys, so sorry about that, YouTube. Well, I'll see. I mean, this is honestly just a test run. We'll see. I may not even be on here for too long. But for those of you on TikTok, yo, what's up? Happy to be able to hang out with you guys here, and yeah, just making some shift buttons. So, yeah, sorry about that, YouTube. I don't know why it's laggy right now, and I can't fix it without ending the broadcast, obviously. So. Yeah, Skeely, I don't know what you're referring to. Like, I don't know if that's like related to like spirituality or what. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. Hope you guys are having a pleasant weekend, wherever you may be. Let's see. Okay, now is my Wi-Fi picking back up? Alright, it looks like my Wi-Fi... Tell me, for those of you on YouTube, tell me if it's better now. It should be... Oh, what? No, it's weird. Like, it's going like green and then just dropping to red like a second later. I'll probably have to like call the internet people. see what's up. So I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. So yeah, if you guys are on YouTube, just go ahead and let me know like how laggy it is. For those of you on TikTok, if you guys are new followers to my profile, please feel free to leave a 333 in the comments down below and let me know. Oh, cool. Glad to see that video is getting some traction, the one that I just made today. So, yo, what's up? Yo, what's up, Tom? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I don't know why the internet itself is glitching out right now. I can't fix that right now though, so. Alright, well, I'll just hang out here for a little bit. This was honestly just like a test run. What I may end up doing, like, what time is it right now? It's only 12:40. Yeah, what I may end up doing, I may end up just like hanging out here for a bit, making some buttons, getting this done, because like this is something that I needed to do today anyways. And then I'll take a break, and then I may do some tarot broadcasts, but I'll need to make sure that I get the internet connected. So oh, Tom says Demi Lovato posted Dr. Greer's movies on Instagram and said she does CE5. Yeah, see, that's what's gonna happen, guys. Like 100%, what's gonna happen is that there's gonna be like celebrities who already have platforms, like with a bunch of people, and they're gonna start talking about their own like spiritual experiences, and they're gonna talk about like their own like UFO sightings and just like their personal interests and stuff like that. Like that's what's gonna happen. Like things are gonna accelerate really quickly when people who already have well-established platforms start talking openly about their spirituality. Keep an eye open for that. Like that's going to happen. Like it's already happening. Tom, thanks for the update on that. Yeah, Skeely, if you're not here to support the broadcast, then don't worry about it, dude. Yo, what's up, Charlie? Yo, what's up? Yeah. Cool, I'm just reading you guys' comments and stuff like that. Alright, I'm just gonna hang out here for a little bit, and then I'll probably do some resets on the internet and stuff like that. Yo, Noah, happy birthday. Brayden, thanks for the question. Brayden is asking how long have I been awake? I mean, I would say my journey of awakening began the moment I was born, if not before that. Because I think awakening is something that is always happening, and I don't think you just like wake up and that's it. Though the stages of my awakening happened probably like, I mean, I was always curious when I was younger, and then happened through a series of events when I was like 12, 13, you know, and then leading up to when I was like 19, 20, and then just continued within those time periods and stuff like that. So yeah, I've been into spirituality and consciousness for quite some time. Yeah, I don't think it's important to like compare your level of wokeness to other people's wokeness. I think it's very important to like not get too caught up in like labels. And yeah, in terms of like Charlie's asking if I know what my starseed lineage is. Again, guys, I got a fairly different perspective on a lot of that stuff. I know a lot of people get excited about the starseed things. I'm not too concerned about it. Like I don't claim to know my starseed lineage, nor do I feel like I need to know my starseed lineage. A lot of people, they kind of lean towards those ideas because they sound really fascinating, but I think it's important to pay attention to how we hold them. I'll wait until like, you know, until I literally meet like another entity or I go to another place and I experience that for myself, before I can tell you what is or is not my starseed lineage. Otherwise, I don't really feel like I need to define that. I think there's a lot of definitions when it comes to starseed lineage that people give that are often quite vague and kind of ubiquitous, and I think like people get excited to kind of like hop on that. They're like if you find that you're really creative and have visions of ancient Egypt, then you're probably from like the Syrian Nebula or something like that. And it's just like, oh my god, that's me. Meanwhile, that's like such a generic thing that's just like, like, are you sure you want to be able to jump on that? So, I mean, I think regardless of whether or not we're star seeds, at the end of the day, we're earth seeds. And I've seen tons of people get very excited about the star seed thing, but they don't hold it in a very grounded way. And it just kind of becomes like, almost like distracting in some sense. And it becomes like something that they're subconsciously attaching their spiritual ego to. Guys, is the YouTube feed better right now? Like I can see the like the kilobytes on the upload is looking a little bit better, if you guys can confirm that. But yeah, you know, like, am I interested in the phenomena of star seeds? Yeah. Do I think that we're all probably star seeds? Yeah, probably. Do I think that we need to know what our starseed lineage is? No, I really don't. I really don't. I think it's, again, one of those things that can easily become a distraction, even when it's kind of unconsciously there. But at the same time, I think it can be a powerful idea when held with balance. Because at the end of the day, like, I think it's important to make sure that if you are holding on to the concept of you being a starseed, that you're holding it from a place of purpose. You're holding it from a place of like, okay, if I'm a starseed, then that means I'm here on a mission to be able to help assist with the shift in consciousness. And so like, if that's why you're holding it, then like, that's cool. But again, you know, I know some people, they're gonna have dreams where they have like interactions and contact with other entities and things like that, and that will probably lean them towards an idea. And I think that there are kind of like hints and clues throughout our life about like past lives and everything like that. But until you like open up your Akashic record yourself and see it with yourself, everything up until that point is really just a best guess. And to claim that it's anything other than a best guess is actually just kind of like, you're kind of lying to yourself. Like you literally are. Like, and I'm not trying to be mean, but it's just important to make sure that we're using discernment even for our own beliefs. Literally, you know, because I think a lot of people, they long for something fascinating. And you are already incredibly magical and fascinating to begin with. But some people, they're just like, they're structuring their identity within this spiritual journey. And when they hear about the starseed thing, they're just like, oh, this is it. This is my identity. This gives me something fantastical and things like that. And they hold on to that idea and they hold on to it so tightly that I think at some points it can almost kind of be like stifling. But that's just my opinion. That's really just my opinion. But I think like, if you're going to hold the starseed concept, hold it gently and hold it mindfully. Hold it in a way from empowerment without holding it in a way that it's like absolute. Like I said, until I go on a UFO and get transported to the Andromeda Nebula and they're like, yes, you came from the Andromeda Nebula, I'm not going to assume that I'm from one starseed lineage or the not just because I watched a video on TikTok that vaguely sounded like as if I fit the qualities or something like that. Like, that's just me. I mean, whatever you guys feel is up to you. Like, I can't tell you what isn't and isn't true for you, but seriously, use discernment even when it comes to your own intuition. Like, because your own intuition can kind of get like mixed up with kind of like fascination and stuff like that. So it's just, you got to be mindful. You just got to be mindful of how you're carrying those ideas. But again, that's just my opinion. I have just seen way too many people get, and I'm seeing it more and more, get really excited about the starseed thing. And they're just like, oh yeah, like I know I'm like a Lyrian starseed, or I know I'm a Syrian starseed, or an Andromedan starseed, or a Palladian starseed. And I'm like, do you though? Like, do you really know? Like, do you? Like, is there a birth certificate? Can I see this? Because up until that point, it's really just kind of a fantastical best guess. And it sounds like a great idea. But how would you feel if someone were to come up to you someday and just be like, oh yeah, it turns out you're not. And like, that was with 100% certainty. How would that affect you? So whatever idea you're holding on to when it comes to that, hold it as just kind of a concept that can be there to empower you. But don't hold it in a way that is actually going to kind of like inadvertently disempower you if it were to be taken away. You know, someone could be like, oh, you know, like maybe I'm a Sirian starseed or something like that, or maybe I'm from the Orion Nebula, maybe. And then if someone were to come up to me and be like, no, it turns out you're not, I would be like, oh, okay, cool. I wasn't too attached to that idea anyways. People get attached to spiritual ideas very easily. And again, I don't think it's a fault of their own. I think it's just based on kind of their environment and based on the idea that they're like looking for identity. They're seeking identity, they're seeking purpose, they're seeking value. But again, I remind people that like they are incredibly magical and valuable to begin with, and you don't need to identify as a starseed in order to be able to have that magical quality to you. And at the end of the day, this is the kicker. At the end of the day, regardless of whether or not you're like one starseed or another or something like that, at the end of the day, we're all Earth seeds. Like that's a term that I like to be able to focus on. Be like, oh yeah, okay, because like regardless of where your soul came from or something like that, we are all of the earth. And if we are Earth seeds, and we are also here to be on a mission as well. So again, if you do resonate with the starseed thing, don't get too caught up on the specific details. More so get caught up in like the mythos and the identity of the purpose of a starseed. And the purpose of the starseed is to be able to help awaken consciousness and to essentially evolve into a star blossom, so to speak. Like I like that term too, where it's like, what comes after the star seed? The star blossom sort of thing. So you're incredibly beautiful as you are, each and every single one of you. Don't think that you need to tell people that you're a star seed in order for you to become more beautiful. You can resonate with the star seed title, but if you're doing it, like hold it in a way that's healthy and hold it in a way that reflects your purpose, opposed to it kind of being like an absolute 100% confirmation to others of like what you think or what you assume your identity may be, so to speak. But yeah, like I just said, yo, what's up, Pentacles? Like I just said, regardless of whether or not you do or do not think you're a star seed, at the end of the day, we are all Earth seeds. We are all Earth seeds, we are all Earth blossoms, we are all Earth flowers, whatever you want to think of it as. And we need to focus on here we are right here and now. So don't attach to the starseed in a way that is perhaps subconsciously fueling your spiritual ego, distracting you from things that you need to be able to work on, doing it in a way where you're kind of like flaunting it to be able to try and like increase your value, so to speak. You are already incredibly valuable, and hold the concept of a starseed relative to the mission, relative to the purpose, relative to the idea that you are here to help shift consciousness. Because at the end of the day, maybe we're all starseeds. Maybe every single person here on this earth is a starseed, which I quite frankly think is actually true. Like, I mean, prove to me we're not, right? So anyways, yo, thank you Pentacles, thank you so much for joining in, dude. Looking forward to being able to connect more later. Just reading a couple comments here. If you guys agree with me, please feel free to drop an 1111. If you don't, that's fine. Again, don't believe anything I say. Think for yourself. At the end of the day, that's all I'm telling you. That's cool. Braden says there's a popular phrase philosophers use, the states, I'm just in my current stage of being wrong. Right? Like, that's the thing. We're always kind of like taking steps into like what is like, you know, a discerning aspect of truth. But to say we're absolutely certain, like, seriously, that's like going up to a scientist and being like, oh, can you explain like how the universe works? And they're just like, yes, I can 100% explain how the universe works. But ask them the same question 10 years later and they're just like, oh shit, actually I was wrong. But why were you so certain then? So don't get too caught up in certainty. One of the most powerful pieces of advice is like, be flexible. Hold this idea where like your reality could change from a day-to-day basis, so to speak. And the more you hold on to a specific identity, the more you hold on to a specific idea, the more you're eventually kind of like evidently setting yourself up for what can be a very discomforting experience. But even still, that discomforting experience also has its process of growth. So I'm not telling you not to just like do what is meant for you, because sometimes you have to go through a process of holding on to things tightly in order to be able to learn the benefits of letting go, so to speak. So, but yeah, again, you know, I'm just shooting the shift right now. For those of you who are tuned in on TikTok, if you guys are new followers, drop a 333 in the comments down below. Have you left this dimension before? Every night when we dream. I mean, if that counts, if you're considering that. So. Thanks, Gunner. Awesome. Good tips for astral projection. Don't focus on astral projection. There's probably like a lot of other things that you can do first. I wouldn't get too caught up in trying to do astral projection. But one thing I think is a good technique is to be able to kind of like understand that when you're falling asleep, if you can get into a state where you're falling asleep, where like your body falls asleep, but your mind stays awake, that can usually lead to some very interesting experiences. But yeah, I don't think people should get too caught up in feeling like they need to astral project when there's probably like 100 other things that they can focus on first. So again, like a lot of people, they're like brand new to spirituality, and they're like, I have to learn how to lucid dream. I have to learn how to astral project. I have to figure out my starseed origin. I have to get Moldavite. I have to do ayahuasca. I have to do mushrooms and things like that. It's great that you're feeling the curiosity and the pull, but those are just waypoints along the journey. Like they are just stepping stones. Your journey is going to be much more than all of those points, and doing those things, you know, if anything, they can help guide you, but they're not going to be like something that will ultimately like answer everything for you, so to speak. Again, you know, at the end of the day, I just encourage people to take care of the simple things. You know, pay attention. Like if you want to spiritually awaken, spiritually awakening is about making the unconscious conscious. It's about refining yourself. It's about the journey of alchemizing. You know, it's about being able to turn like lead into gold. And so you do that by bringing awareness to the habits within your day-to-day life, and by making the unconscious conscious, calcination, burning away the things which no longer serve you, and then kind of like bringing them back into a new form of crystallization. And so again, you know, like in this context, some of the most important things you can focus on if you want to be able to evolve spiritually are the basic things, like how is your sleep? How is your diet? How is your exercise? Water, sunlight, meaningful social interaction. Surround yourself with like-minded communities. Surround yourself with others who are on this shared path. Those things are the most important things. Because if you're like, yo, I'm trying to like astral project, but you're not taking care of your physical body and stuff like that, like you're kind of jumping ahead. Like you're kind of, you know, you're skipping a few steps. And not to say there won't be something that will come out of that experience, but just don't forget that at the end of the day, you know, taking care of your physical body, your physical vessel, your physical body will help you become like a better antenna for these spiritual experiences. So, okay, I am going to switch things up, and I'm going to start punching some other. I'm going to do the next step. Again, guys, I'm making shift buttons right now. These are buttons that you can find through my item shop. If you guys join on Patreon, you can get a discount. These are actually holographic tools, and if you go to the website on the side, that connects people to the community. So like giving people one of these is like giving people like a DVD, essentially, where you could like give it to them and be like, here, check the website, and it connects them to our team and our podcast and our movies and our Discord server. So lots of really, really cool stuff. Thanks again, everybody, for joining in. I'm just going to be hanging out here for the next little bit. Alright, now I'm doing next part. What does the eye mean? A lot of people ask, and I know a lot of people are like new to a lot of these concepts. Very simply put, the eye, like the Eye of Ra, like I interpret it quite simply as just like a symbol for awakening, like the opened eye, like the awakened consciousness, right? So if you think the Eye of Ra, like this symbol, if you think it's evil, then whose story are you believing there? Like, you're actually like giving away your power if you're believing this simple idea that it's like an evil symbol, so to speak. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, like I think this eye is like something that's already kind of like encoded into the fabric of reality, so to speak. Again, I'm just making some new buttons here. This is artwork by our friend Lewis Dyer. He's one of the artists that contributes work for the buttons that we make, so super grateful to be able to use his content. Awesome. Sweet. Man, it's been a while since I've made some fresh buttons. Looking forward to it. Sweet, guys. Again, if you guys are new to my content on TikTok, drop a 333 in the chat. What we're doing is we're building a team. We're building a team of people who are actively helping assist with the shift in consciousness. We refer to ourselves as shifters or light guardians. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, drop an 1111 in the chat, and you're welcome to connect to our Discord server. The link for that is in my profile, and you can also join on Patreon eventually once you've had a chance to check things out. And that's where you can join as a leading member in our community, and that gives you like exclusive benefits and perks and everything like that. Yo, what's up, Felicia? Sorry, YouTube comments. I was kind of focused on the TikTok there for a second. Awesome. Cool. Mary, Felicia, Sean. Yo, what's up, Sean? Yeah, cool. I'm just reading your guys' comments on the chat there too. Alright, so yeah, I'm still just making buttons. I gotta make these buttons, but again, I wanted to hop on here just to be able to hang out with you guys. And yeah, just chill out and vibe. And I know we got a lot of new people tuned in on TikTok. And if you guys are new, we got a dope team podcast that you guys can check out. Our last one was all about dreams, so if you guys want to check that out if you're interested, please, by all means. Okay, I think that's probably good for now. Okay, alright. Alright, I'm just gonna turn my lo-fi back on. YouTube feed, how is the Wi-Fi? Like, I think, like, I don't know, I think my internet's glitched out or something. I gotta figure that out. 1 second. Oops. Cool. For those of you on TikTok, if you guys have some questions, thoughts on reality shifting. Yo, Pentacles. First of all, I would need to know your definition of reality shifting, because I mean, quite frankly, I think we're shifting realities like all the time. But I do feel that, again, you know, I like to incorporate this idea of like non-linear time and reverse time theory. And so for me, I have this like perspective where we don't manifest anything. Like, technically we don't manifest anything. Technically all we're doing is we're aligning with different realities. So the podcast is in my profile link. It's on YouTube. So yeah, like I think that's kind of like the idea, is that, you know, kind of like a movie is made up of different frames. Like, our reality is made up of like a million different realities every single second. Like, billions. Sorry, that noise is probably gonna get loud. I don't really have a way to not make that loud though. Or maybe if I do it on my knee, maybe that will work. But yeah, you know, like I think it's kind of like this idea that, yeah, like if something's meant for you, it will come to you. And when we are consciously like aligning with what it is that we desire, what it is we feel called to, then essentially what we're doing is we're getting better at aligning with those things sooner rather than later, so to speak. So in that sense, I think there's kind of like this pop culture spiritual notion of what manifesting is, and I get where it's coming from, and I think it's a great introduction, but it doesn't really, for me, I'm like, I don't think it's really painting a full picture of what's actually happening right now, because people are just like, okay, if I think of things, then they come to me. Where it's actually more, from my perspective, kind of like this idea that if something's meant for you, it will come to you. And when you're connected to your heart, you can actually feel that future, and then you can basically align yourself with that reality, and then you can arrive with it sooner rather than later. Because I don't think you can literally manifest everything. I don't think that's realistic. Like, I wouldn't tell people that. I wouldn't be like, you can manifest anything you want. Like, no. Like, I think if you're intuitively in tune with your heart and coming from an altruistic place and feeling what it is that you are called to, then you can align with things that are destined for your soul. But there's going to be certain things where you're going to be like, I want to manifest a pet whale or something like that. Like, you could try manifesting that, but part of the lesson is going to be like, sorry kid, like that whale isn't a part of your destiny. And then eventually the lesson in that is being able to learn how to let go, right? So like, you don't just get what you want, you get what you need. And for some reason, like the pop culture manifesting on spiritual TikTok, like, it doesn't seem to mention that. It doesn't seem to tell people, it's like you can manifest anything, in brackets, like, but you can only get what you need, not just what you want. So anyways, yeah, like, even like money is definitely a thing that I think is like a big part of the spiritual shift. Like, I'm a firm believer that the more people who are like in a place where they're promoting spiritual awareness, the more those people have money, the sooner reality will shift, because that means that like more like community projects and investments towards like art and everything like that, and things that are serving people, that will happen sooner. Like, I don't think money's like this evil thing. Money's just a currency. Like, it's an energetic currency, right? So like, we should be in this place where it's like, yo, like, the people who are creating spiritual like awareness and like serving community, like, they should be people who should be like bringing in an abundance of money so that they can continue to increase global impact where they are and pay it forward and accelerate things on massive scale. But yeah, attracting money is definitely just one part of the bigger shift in consciousness, I would feel, because I know a lot of people have trouble with that one, which is fair. So Pentacles, what would be like, I mean, I'm just curious, Pentacles, like, if you have any questions, or like what tips would you kind of like tell people, like, in terms of like shifting realities or reality shifting and stuff like that? Because I'm just kind of curious on what your definition or explanation is of that as well. So yeah, Julia and I have thought that all the money we will make in life has already been made by us. Yeah, right? That's pretty cool. Cool. Anyways, team, thanks so much for joining in. I'm not going to be on here all day, but I appreciate hanging out with you guys. If we do get any Patreon signups while we're hanging out here, please feel free to do so. And again, that's where you can join as a leading member in our community. And I want to do some Team Tarot broadcasts today, and that's where we'll be helping direct people to the Patreon as well. Yeah, it's still lagging. I apologize, guys. Like, that's not... You guys know that's not normal. That's like something with the internet today, I think. So... Thomas, just reading your question there. Yo, what's up, Thomas? Thomas is saying, I watched most of the dream live stream from before. Do you think you could share your thoughts on how to use dreams? It's hard to know whether to go with the flow and absorb insights or manifest specific scenes in the dreams. Have you experimented in either way? I mean, usually, like, when you're not lucid, you're just kind of like experiencing the dream as if it's kind of like a story or a movie that's kind of playing out. So Thomas, I'd be curious, like, if anybody else has like a answer to Thomas, but Thomas, I'm not 100% sure on what your specific question is. If you want to rephrase that differently, please feel free. But yeah, I think a lot of times, you know, dreams aren't something that are always meant to be like controlled as much as they are just meant to be observed, and more so than anything are meant to be felt. I think that's a very important thing, to make sure that we are feeling our dreams. Journaling is huge in reprogramming the subconscious, and that's the biggest tool. Absolutely, I agree. A lot of people don't journal as much as they could. I journal a lot, like just on my computer. Like every single day, I'm always just like writing things out and stuff like that. Even if it's just like literally my next steps for the day. Like that's how I move through my day. Where basically, you know, like I'm like, okay, what are the 5 big things that I need to do today? And then I just write those out, and then I just do them. You know, so. But yeah, again, there's a lot of stuff when it comes to like spirituality that I'm just like, okay, like interesting, I get where they're coming from, but I don't know how practical that is. Where people are like, okay, here's how you manifest. You like write things down in your journal, you feel the future that's already there, and then it shows up and everything like that. It's like, yeah, that's part of it, but you got to meet the universe halfway. It's not like you just like sit there and it comes to you. You meet the universe halfway. And how do you meet the universe halfway? By like working on yourself, actively working on yourself. I think is the most important thing to manifest. Like seriously, especially like examples, like relationships, right? Relationships are such a powerful way to be able to experience like how this reality teaches us. And like one of the things that you experience with relationships is that every great relationship prepares us for the next one. And you can go out and chase a relationship, and if you do that, you might find something that's perfect for you. But usually the best relationships come when you're not seeking them, but rather you're focusing on working on yourself. And then when you focus on working on yourself, you're literally shifting your vibration to a resonance which aligns with the specific relationship that you're seeking. And then it comes to you once you're ready for it. So if you're like going through a breakup and you're like, oh man, like how do I find that next partner? The best way to find that next partner is to like probably not go on Tinder. I mean, you could. Synchronicity still happens through Tinder and stuff like that. But the primary piece of advice is to literally just work on yourself and to know that it will arrive as you continue to raise your vibration to the point where you match the frequency in which it will arrive. You only receive what you are ready for. So yo, what's up, Pinox? Shift buttons. Cool. For anybody tuned in, just sending you guys so much love. Thanks again for joining in. If you guys are new and you want to connect further with the community, be sure to check out the links in my profile. Stuff like that. Okay, so Thomas, with lucid dreaming, I used to try to make things happen, visiting people using powers, but lately it's more of an internalized exploration into sensations and vague healing. I agree that journeying seems to help with dreaming too. Still trying to find that not trying vibe. That's interesting, Thomas. Like, how often are you having lucid dreams? Because I mean, like that in itself is definitely a powerful part of the experience. If I were to have lucid dreams every night, like I would be learning things in a whole different way. And I think sometimes it's just kind of like knowing what is possible within dreams. Because I think sometimes, you know, people, they might trigger a lucid dream even by accident, and then they'll get into a lucid dream and they're just like what do I do? Like, what do I do? Like, what am I supposed to do now? And they're just like, sex with an alien or something like that. And then like that, and then it's like they manifest like from like their lower chakras. So if anything, Thomas, I would say focus on manifesting from your higher chakras. Focus on manifesting from your heart, because like you see that there's a lot of people and they focus on manifesting within lucid dreams from a very kind of like egoic, kind of like very just like materialistic fascination perspective. They're just like, oh, I want to be able to lucid dream so I can learn how to fly, and so that I can learn how to like shoot fireballs out of my hands and stuff like that. It's like, that's cool, but like that's not why lucid dreaming exists, you know? It's part of it. It's there to learn how to become like a better co-creator. But I think once you kind of like start awakening, it's like, oh, okay, let's like actually start like having conversations. Like if I was lucid every night, I would be like basically focusing on meeting other conscious entities and learning from them. I would want to like go teleport and like meet the energy of like meet the archetype of like Terrence McKenna, or go meet Alan Watts and like go like hang out with them and talk to them and just like have a conversation with them and learn from them. and then to be able to bring back that wisdom. So if anything, Thomas, I would say, who's in the YouTube chat, I would say, you know, like set that intention to be able to like serve as an ambassador, try and bring things back, with you from the dream space, and kind of open yourself up to being able to be like, okay, I am ready to be a student. I am ready to be able to receive knowledge. Show me what I need to see. Like sometimes that intention is actually the most powerful. Instead of being able to be like, I know what I want to see. It's like, well, do you really know what you want to see? And instead of just knowing what you want to see, reflect on the idea of show me what I need to see, and then kind of like open yourself up to kind of like this higher conscious will that will guide you in that moment. And maybe they're waiting for you to kind of like let go of control and just open your heart up to that idea of being like, okay, show me what I need to see, and then intentionally showing up as a student. Thomas, let me know if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm just reading Thomas's comments. Yeah, sometimes, Thomas, I mean, again, I can't say I'm an expert. Like, I'm not an expert lucid dreamer, not yet at least. But again, you know, sometimes it's literally just about being able to kind of like understand that you have that power to kind of like set that intention where you can be like, okay, like, guides, be with me. I welcome you in. Show me what I need to see. And then, you know, like, again, I don't know. It's hard for me to say because I'm not talking from experience here. I'm talking from like theoretical concepts of, yeah, how do you go find, you know, different teachers within the dream space? Sometimes it's literally just like through pure will. But I think the key is making sure that you're in a heart space. You know, you're not just like, oh, like I want to do this because I want to be entertained. It's like, no, I want to do this so I can learn and grow, and so I can bring something back with me. Remember, whatever happens in reality, don't just think of it as like good and bad. Like, yes, there will be challenging periods and there will be graceful periods, but whatever experience you go through, it shapes you, it molds you, you know? Like, so in that sense, like being able to understand that whatever the experience is shapes you, use it as an opportunity for you to just like develop more awareness, develop more confidence, develop more persistence, develop more resilience. We did a whole podcast all about death and dying not too long ago. Here's one of the buttons that I'll make. You guys like that one? That's some art by Lewis Dyer. There, that's one of our buddies. Cool, guys. Thanks again, everyone, for joining in. Reminder, if you guys want to join on Patreon, the link's in my profile for those of you on TikTok and Instagram, and the link is in the info on YouTube as well. Thomas, I'm not exactly sure what your definition of journeying is. Yeah, sometimes nightmares help you notice aspects of 3D reality. I agree, Thomas. Yeah, like we talk about that in the dream class. Yeah, see, Pinox, who has a fair amount of experience with dream space, says, come from a place of love and growth, and you can go all kinds of places. Very well said, Pinox. Guys, go follow Pinox if you haven't yet. Alright, team. I am going to keep doing this for a little bit longer. I'll go through all these, and then I'll move into phase 2 of making buttons, and then I gotta go take a break. What time are we at? It's only 1:15. Man, it feels like it's later in the day. I think I woke up early today, that's why. I think I've been up since like 8:30 or something, so. I'm glad you guys are enjoying my content. I definitely do my best to be able to bring a unique flavor to the spiritual community, so. Cool. If you guys got any other questions, go ahead. Pinox, no one's claimed that citrine wrap yesterday. Were you interested in that one? Yeah, I only got like 2 of those, so if that's something you're interested in, that might be, yeah, maybe you can like put that in with one of your future orders. Thomas, thanks for joining in. Just looking at all the new comments on TikTok. So, did you guys like my Moldavite video? Did it trigger you? Right? Felicia, how was that sunrise this morning? Felicia's been seeing all the sunrises. It's like our sunrise ambassador. Ascension. Visualization within meditation is always going to be different for everybody. Sometimes people, like, when they visualize, they like feel as if they literally see something in front of them, but like other times, again, you're kind of like seeing it with your inner, your like heart. You're like seeing it with like your heart. It's hard to explain, man. I was talking to Lacey about this yesterday, just like the different ways we perceive. But no, like if you're going through a guided meditation, consider it like an exercise to flex your imagination. Like if someone's just like telling you a story, like, yeah, flex your imagination and stuff like that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It doesn't mean you're doing something wrong if you're having to flex your imagination. I think that's the whole point. So yeah, the mind is weird, man. Like the way how words work, words are like programs. You like say a word and it like runs a thought in people's minds. Like if I were to say the word puppy to you, you instantly think of a puppy, right? Like you like it suddenly, it just like comes to your mind. You're like, whoa, what? Like it's weird, man. But that's just like a simple way of thinking about it. When you can get like more in depth, you're just like, okay, now imagine yourself standing at the top of the mountain and you can like see the sunrise over the horizon and feel the hair moving through your feel the air moving through your hair, feel the wind moving through your hair. That's what I'm trying to say. And then it's just like, oh, okay, actually, yeah, like I can imagine that too. We are miraculous beings. So again, for those of you who joined in, I'm making buttons. These are shift buttons. They're available through my item shop. They're tools for accelerating consciousness and evoking synchronicity. If you have these buttons, they will evoke synchronicity within your reality. Like I've experienced it plenty of times. Just having them on you like serve as like a portal, and then people will like see you and they'll be like, whoa, cool button, and you'll be like, thanks, here, you can have it, it's a gift. And then you'll like make a new friend. So thanks again to those of you tuned in on TikTok, especially if you guys are new to my profile. Glad to see that new video is getting a little bit of love. That's good. Alright, got one more of these to do, and then I gotta punch these. I don't think I'm gonna punch all of them right now. Yeah, I think if anything, what I might do, I might like take a break for a bit, and then I might do some tarot reading broadcasts. Plus, I want to make sure I can get my Wi-Fi working. I don't know why it's not working. Or not, it's not even Wi-Fi, it's my hardwire. Figure out, I don't know, must be the damn students on the internet these days. The buttons are available through my shop, and that shop's in my profile link. So thanks, Pinox, thanks for joining in. Pinox is one of our leading member Patreon supporters. And yeah, if you guys join on my Patreon, then you can get discounts for items on the shop, which will save you lots of money if you're looking on ordering some big stuff. That's so cool, Felicia. Passing misty lakes in the morning. Awesome. Felicia, looking forward to it. Cool. Thanks again to those of you who are tuned in on any platform. I'm just going to hang out here for a little bit longer. We'll make a few more. Cool. Moving the mind to move objects. Maybe it's possible. Maybe you have to believe it's possible. I think when you see videos of people like doing like when they do that and they move objects, I don't think that's like the mind moving that. I think that's like literally like the like bubble of energy. It's like the field of energy on their hand that's moving the object. I don't think it's their mind that's moving the object when you do that. So my experience with Moldavite, yeah, so my experience with Moldavite, like I got my Moldavite crystal years ago, and for me, I don't really like associate Moldavite with being this like extra super magical crystal in the same way I don't do that with any crystal, because at the end of the day, for me, this is just my perspective, I find it valuable to work with crystals in a way where essentially like the significance of the crystal is the significance that you put into it. So encode the crystal like with a symbolism that is meaningful to you. So for example, like this one here, like with this crystal, like this is like a super magical looking crystal. Is this crystal magical? Not necessarily, but it reminds me of the magic. It reminds me of the magic that is inside of me. And also it reminds me of like my own like devotion and courage and purpose. And so that's where for me, my Moldavite crystal, the power of it is because of the unique significance that I put on it, not because I'm expecting something from it. And so that's where I think a lot of people, they kind of like create this unhealthy relationship with spiritual items, including crystals, where they expect something from the crystal. I don't think the crystal is actually going to do anything. If anything, the crystal is just going to serve as a reminder for what you are already capable of and what you are already in alignment with. But that's just my opinion. And I'm not to say that crystals don't have properties to them. I think crystals do. And I think when you're tuned in with subtle energies, you can kind of become more aware of that. But yeah, like I think when you get a crystal, I think it's good to like put an intention and a significance into the crystal. So like basically for me, my Moldavite crystal, it like reminds me of my devotion and my promise to like to shift in consciousness, so to speak. So when I see like my Moldavite, that's what I'm reminded of. You know, it's not like I'm wearing my Moldavite because I think it's like unlocking my chakras or something like that. That's how I work with crystals. And I've been on this spiritual journey for quite some time, and it works well for me because I think the symbolism that we put into items is incredibly underrated, you know? So when you have like an item and you can put like a significance into it through symbolism, then it really becomes like something even more powerful than it would be. So it's like you're creating like a program. You're creating like a program so that when you have, say for example, your Moldavite crystal or any other crystal, and then you see that crystal, and if you've associated that crystal with, say for example, calmness or patience, and then you hold that crystal, it reminds you of calmness and patience. It runs that program inside your mind, and then it activates that within inside your being. Does the crystal do anything? Well, yeah, it does, because it serves as a reminder. It serves as a symbol. The crystal is kind of like a waypoint, so to speak. The crystal doesn't make you calm. The crystal is a symbol that reminds you of calmness. It's a slight difference, but it's really, really important, because otherwise people get into this point where, and I've seen this, and I think it's really, really unhealthy, where people are like, they're like, oh yeah, like I can only lucid dream if I have my Moldavite crystal with me or something like that. I'm like, stop giving that crystal so much importance. Like the power is already inside of you. And when you do that, you're disempowering yourself, because if you suddenly don't have your Moldavite crystal one night, you're gonna think, oh no, I can't lucid dream because I don't have it, or something like that, right? You see what I'm saying? Do you guys understand like what I'm talking about here? Don't put too much importance on things like crystals. You're doing yourself a disservice if you put too much importance on things like crystals, because again, they are merely like beacons and mirrors to remind you of the power that's already inside of you. It's Orion Nebula shift button. So but let me know, drop a 1111 if you guys resonate with that. Again, I know it's probably different from what other people say. I do think that Moldavite is a very special piece of item, and I think the fact that it's quite rare makes it special, but I don't think it's healthy to get Moldavite and suddenly expect it to like unlock all your chakras and do all this work and everything like that. There probably will be synchronicities that will occur, but if anything, those synchronicities were already on their path, and the timing of it will be, you know, in sync. And use the crystal as a symbol to kind of like remind you of the journey that you are on, of your spiritual awakening. But the crystal itself doesn't do the work for you. The crystal just serves as a reminder. It's a symbol. It's a symbol. Symbols are the power. Symbols are incredibly powerful. So, but yeah, that's, again, not everyone's going to resonate with that, and that's totally cool, because I don't expect everyone to. So, How do we escape the Matrix? Why do you want to escape the Matrix? I mean, I think our definition of escaping the Matrix is going to be different for everyone. I'm not focusing on escaping the Matrix. I'm focusing on changing the Matrix from within. That's my focus. I think you can awaken within the Matrix, but in terms of escaping the Matrix, I mean, depending on your definition, some people refer to the Matrix as like society and stuff like that. I think we're in one giant matrix, and I think the Matrix is literally a womb designed to birth our souls. So we will escape the Matrix by awakening our consciousness and birthing ourselves through the process of experiencing it. So I don't focus on escaping the Matrix. I focus on awakening within the Matrix and then changing, hacking the Matrix from within and helping awaken others. That's what I do. Like, that's what and that's exactly what these buttons are for. Like, literally, like, these buttons, like, see, like, there's like Alice pulling back the veil on the Matrix. It's about awakening within the Matrix. But again, different people are going to define the Matrix in different terms, because I think some people refer to the Matrix as kind of like the status quo of society, so to speak. So, but I don't know, Jessica, let me know if that makes sense, or what do you think? Because I think it's going to be different. So, but yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about escaping the Matrix. I would just worry about awakening within the Matrix, and maybe we escape the Matrix again. You know, like, that's like, yeah, like I don't think any of us have been born yet, so to speak, on like a metaphysical level. Like, the word Matrix literally means womb. The word matrix comes from the word matriarch, which is quite interesting. So in that sense, are we in a giant matrix? Well, yeah. And if we're in a giant matrix, that means we're in like a giant womb right now. But you guys tell me, what do you guys think? Again, these are just my opinions. That's all I can share. So, right? Yeah, I think people associate the Matrix as being like this negative thing. I'm like, I'm sorry, are wombs negative? Like, wombs birth us. Wombs are pretty dope. Pay attention to the stories you're giving things. Ultimately, whatever story you're leaning towards, lean towards it in a way that's going to empower you, opposed to disempower you. So, thoughts on religion? I think religion is something that has evidently changed over the years due to people kind of like, you know, just forgetting who they are. And I do think that religion, in kind of its traditional sense, can be used as a control mechanism, but at its core, I think it's about ethics and values and morals and connecting with reality and everything like that. So I don't think religion in itself is inherently bad. I just think the people who are behind religion have a tendency to distort it. So, create your own religion. That's what I say. And by religion, I mean relationship with the universe. So, but anyways, that's just my thoughts. So, yeah, I mean, I think it goes to show that, you know, a lot of people, they don't really resonate with religion quite in the same way anymore, because people are more interested in learning to think for themselves, which is great. It's a great symbol. It's a great symbol of the times. Do I smoke cannabis? Yeah, I smoke cannabis. Hollow Hollow Earth, home of the reptilians, maybe. I'm fascinated by Hollow Earth, though. Like, the concept of it. I'm fascinated by, like, stories of it from our past. Super, super fascinated by it. Have I met any reptilians in person? No. Can I say for certain? No. Am I open to possibilities? Yes. Believe nothing, see everything. That's the best piece of advice I can give you. Don't let your beliefs stifle you. Beliefs should serve as a platform for possibility. They shouldn't serve as walls to keep you in. Too many people hold beliefs to a way that are actually kind of like limiting them. So, yep, I've worked with psychedelics. I haven't done ayahuasca though. Can I recognize a reptilian? I can't say I've tried to recognize a reptilian. So, I mean, as it is right now, it's not really something that is like required for my immediate reality. Perhaps if I meet one someday, I'll know, but I'm not really too concerned about that right now. So, space turtle. Speaking of reptilians, cool. All right, guys, I'm still just making buttons here. I'm just gonna blast through these, and then I'll wrap up this broadcast. Yeah, if you guys want to keep asking questions, go ahead. And again, if you guys are new to my content, if you guys want to connect to our Discord server, you can click the link in my profile and join that. Just be sure to read over the guidelines. If you join our Discord server and like disrespect the space, that's how you get banned. So don't say I didn't tell you. But yeah, we got a really, really powerful space. It's very, very, very intentional. It's not just like a playground to dick around. It's like a professional work environment. And yeah, it's a really, really, really cool space. So if you guys feel called to check it out, you're more than welcome to. And again, that's where you'll get like updates, exclusive updates that you don't always see elsewhere. How do you meet your spirit guides? I think you are your own spirit guide. The best way to open up and connect with your chakras, to be aware of kind of what the chakras are and how they kind of show up in behavior. I think just bringing awareness to what the chakras are is very, very important. And understanding that your objective, hey Rose, thanks for joining in, is not necessarily to like open your chakras, but rather to balance them. And there are like various techniques that you can do with different mantras, which are quite effective at being able to create a tone which resonates with the frequency of those chakras, and then those help spin them. It spins them like a wheel, it spins them like a disc. A lot of people, their chakras, they're like muscles and they atrophy. Meaning they get weaker over time. They don't use them quite in the same way. So for example, like the throat chakra, if your throat chakra is closed, then you can have like a hard time like speaking your truth, so to speak. If your throat chakra is overly open, you're probably going to be that person in the group that just doesn't know when to shut up. And so you don't want that either. You want a balanced chakra, which is about being able to speak with intention and also listening with intention. There's one of our shift buttons. Again, guys, these are available through my item shop. The link's in my profile. And if you join on Patreon, you can get a 25% discount for items. So any tips on lucid dreaming? Listen to our podcast that we did, our Dream Class podcast. The link for that's in my profile. But I mean, yeah, tips for lucid dreaming would be to take the steps like kind of leading up to it. Like, don't just aim right for lucid dreaming. Just work on being able to like develop a better relationship with your dreams in the first place. Dreams are a very sacred thing. You receive what you're ready for when it comes to dreams. How to manifest faster? Work on yourself and stop trying to manifest. I don't think you manifest anything. I think you only receive what's already meant for you. I think there's a lot of concepts on manifestation that are actually a little bit distorted within the spiritual community, at least from my perspective. Reverse time theory implies the idea that whatever is meant for you is already there, and all you have to do is to work on raising your own vibration. That feeling of kind of like feeling the gratitude for something before it even arrives is helpful, and then to work on yourself. And then you will match the vibration of that which it is that you are working on aligning with, if that makes sense. The artist on those buttons, that's Lewis Dyer. So he's a friend in our community. So like he's given permission for us to use his art for the community, for us to be able to use these shift buttons. He's a good buddy of mine, and you've probably seen his art in a few other places. Awesome. Man, is my old video going viral again? Looks like it. Cool. I'm glad you guys are enjoying my new content. Do I have to become vegetarian to fully awaken? No. First of all, what is fully awakened? Like, I think that's a misconception. Like, I don't think fully awakened is something that you should be aiming for. I think you should just be aiming to be aware. Be aware and know that you are constantly going through a process of awakening over time. And I still think that you can be very aware and very self-conscious and very mindful while eating a diet that works well for you. I think it's important to be mindful about what you eat, but I don't think you need to be 100% vegetarian. And I also think it's important to be able to kind of like have compassion in multiple spectrums. Ideally, eat less meat. I mean, I think that's important. But if your body's feeling like it needs some meat every now and then, listen to it. Your body's going to be different from other people's bodies. And maybe someday there will be a future where we'll have like synthetic meat that will work quite well. But yeah, again, you know, just kind of listen to yourself. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. You're exactly where you need to be. So, guys, if you want to just like, if you guys just want to keep shooting questions at me, I'll just give you quick answers. There's probably like most questions that you guys are asking are probably questions that I've already answered in some form or another within my lifetime. So hence my ability to just kind of give quick answers. But again, if you guys are new to my content, drop a 333 in the comment down below. Let me know. And again, I appreciate you guys joining in. We got a team podcast that we do every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We've got a team chat server, our Discord channel, which you guys are welcome to join into. And you can also join on Patreon to become a leading member, and that will give you a 25% discount for items on the shop, and also allow you to be involved as a leading member in our community, which is our private team chat space to support you as a conscious media creator. So if you guys want to like level up as a conscious media creator, like I'll just tell you real quick. So like when you join on Patreon at the $11 a month level, you can join as a leading member. And then that will give you access to our regular work periods to support you as a conscious creator. You can join our on-air team podcast once a week. You can work with me within our meetings and one-on-one as a conscious media creation coach. And it's worth like hundreds of dollars a month, but it's only $11 to be able to sign up for. If anybody here is interested in joining on the Patreon, do me a favor and drop a 555 in the chat right now, and I'll follow you back. And then if you have any questions, you can let me know. And the contributions only process on the 1st of each month. So even if you sign up today, the contributions don't process till later. Yo, Lori, what's up? Lori is one of our Patreon supporters. Mary is one of our Patreon supporters. Morphic is one of our Patreon supporters. Guys, am I still lagging on YouTube, or did it fix itself? Maybe the Wi-Fi was just glitching out a little bit. It looks like it's better now. Like, I'm not seeing it drop into the red. Cool. I'm talking mostly to TikTok right now. But yeah, thank you to those of you who knew. How do you unlock your gifts? By removing the things that are in your way. Think of yourself as like a spiritual antenna. And right now, or either a spiritual antenna, or think of yourself as like a river. And right now you've got like a bunch of like gunk that's in your river. So what you want to do is you want to be able to like remove the things from your river. That in itself is one of the ways that you can continue to unlock your gifts. So yeah, again, a big part of like spirituality isn't just like acquiring new things. It's like figuring out what you can remove, what's in your way. It's another beautiful shift button there. Cool. The feed is better now. Thank you, Mary. Mary saw from before, so yeah, I agree, RBS. Awesome. If you feel like you've foreseen something very bad, I mean, maybe talk to somebody else about it. Check in with how it made you feel. If anything, seeing something that you feel might feel bad is actually reminding you of what you care about, quite frankly. So the fact that you saw something isn't a bad thing. Maybe you saw something not because that thing's gonna happen, like if you saw it as a premonition, not because that thing's gonna happen, but actually because it's like reminding you of what it is that you like value, you know? Am I gonna go viral soon? I hope not. I hope I don't go viral soon. I don't want to go viral soon. I'd rather not, quite frankly. I quite enjoy the civility of not having to check 1,000 messages every single day. So let's hope I don't go. I'm strategically trying not to go viral by creating videos that like trigger people. I don't want to just get a bunch of clout. I want to make videos that are going to be valuable for people, and the right people will resonate with them. Like if I wanted to just make videos that were like super popular, that's different, but I'd rather make videos that are successful. So Hamill, which video did I make is going to go viral? Which one are you referring to? Because I mean, like, there's the one that I just made about like the too much light will blind you, but I don't like that one's only at like 4,000. I don't think it's gonna go viral too much more than that. The other one that I made from before, that one's still getting views. That one's at 67, but I mean that's not too viral. It's not going too fast right now. But I appreciate your guys' support. So, the time machine one. Yeah, that one already went viral last week. So whether I think it's getting pushed out again. You know it, Fanny. What's up, Fanny? Yeah. Yeah, that one went viral last week. So I think it's just getting re-pushed out again. I'd be surprised if it goes like super viral though. Like I think probably just because I'm live right now, it's like pushing things out and stuff. Again, guys, if you guys are tuned in, if you're new to my content, drop a 333 in the comments. We're building a team of shifters, people who are actively helping assist with the shift in consciousness. So if that's something you resonate with, you're in the right spot. Yeah, again, for those of you who haven't yet, if you guys are Patreon supporters, if you guys haven't ordered anything from the shop, go ahead and order some shift buttons. And I'll always put in like extra shift buttons for your orders and stuff too. But these are fresh shift buttons for people who order from the shop. So, and again, Patreon supporters get 25% discount there. Like the buttons are already like super cheap to begin with. Like I'm not making the buttons so I can like make like $1 million off them. I'm making the buttons so I can give you guys tools to help accelerate the shift in consciousness. Like that's why I've given out thousands of these over the years. Like the amount of seeds that I've planted over the years, like I don't even know. It's like thousands though. It's crazy. Alright, I'm gonna refresh my, I'm keeping an eye on my notifications on TikTok, seeing how quickly it's going up. Alright, cool. Thanks again everyone for joining in. Thanks again, Fanny. Thanks again for those of you on YouTube. I won't be able to see the chat on YouTube soon. Actually, can I enlarge that? 1 second. there. Now I can see. Now I can literally see the chat. Like I'm like sitting away from my computer, but I can like see your guys' chat way over there. Lori is asking, can you talk about the Merkaba? Yeah, the Merkaba is something that I remember really being fascinated with it like years and years and years ago. Again, for those of you who aren't familiar, the Merkaba is essentially like a star tetrahedron. It's almost like a Triforce, like upside down and right side up, overlapped on top of each other, so to speak. And again, you know, like for me, it's very powerful in many different ways as both like a geometric shape. But again, also like something that people associate with like the energy body as well. So like around every object, there's kind of like a field, and that you could literally say that's around like every single like atom too. So it's kind of like something that expands infinitely in scale. Like around a planet, there could be a Merkaba. Around a person, there could be a Merkaba. Around an atom, there could be a Merkaba, so to speak. Maybe. I mean, that's just kind of like my like interpretation or assumption. But I'm interested in the idea of like how like some UFOs might actually be like beings with activated Merkabas, so to speak. I find that super fascinating. But Lori, let me know if you have a particular question. Fanny, just make sure you're not spamming the chat, please. Just checking a couple things here. Yeah, if you guys got some more questions, go ahead. Just reading your guys' comments as they come in. It's funny. Cool. Yeah, like the Merkaba, I think it's one of those things where like if you start researching it, like it starts kind of like, I don't know, you feel like a familiarity to it. You're just like, oh, like that's so fascinating. And I think it kind of reveals itself to you as you continue to just kind of get curious about it. Like I don't really know all the answers to it. Of course I don't. But yeah, I think how it shows up in sacred geometry. I think how the Merkaba is like a symbol of infinity, both in the 2D and the 3D version. The way how like the Merkaba like fits inside of itself, like that's honestly what I would encourage you to do, is to like draw the Merkaba as a 2D form. So like essentially the Star of David, and then you like draw it inside of itself, like over and over, like create a big piece of paper and then like draw it, and then draw it inside of itself, and then do that like as much as you can all the way down to like a single point, and see what that feels like. Like do that as a little meditation. I've done that before. So you guys want to hear more about us being time machines? Do you guys think we're time machines? What do you guys think in the chat? You guys let me know. But yeah, I mean, the concept of us being time machines is literally this idea that, you know, like our bodies are like vehicles for our soul to be able to traverse through time within like astral dimensions in a way that is like outside of the time that we know. So like that in itself, again, you know, it's up to interpretation. I think people are going to hear that and they're going to be like, wait, what? Like, what does that mean? But when you think about the fact that we can literally time travel within our dreams, that's kind of what I'm referring to. Like, that's what I'm talking about when I say that we're time machines, so to speak. So, awesome. Thanks, Fanny. Thank you for joining in. I'm glad you were able to hang out for a little bit. But yeah, man, that video is funny. It's like, have you told them that the UFOs are actually time machines? It'd be like, sort of. Have you told them that they're time machines? It'd be like, eh. But yeah, like, again, the idea of us being time machines goes hand in hand with like the internal dimensions, the internal space. Because like once you realize that, I mean, again, it's some people be like, well, that's not true and stuff like that, you know, because like even right now, if you're sitting there and you're thinking and you're going into a meditative space, you can literally like travel back in time through your mind and stuff like that. Your physical body will stay here, but your consciousness can travel through space-time, you know? And why can it do that? Because it's already connected. It's already connected beyond this present moment. So, are we the universe experiencing itself? What do you guys think? Do you guys think we're the universe experiencing itself? That's a great question. It's really exciting to be able to like see people who are going through early stages of their awakening, and that's where, again, you know, I'm always keeping that in mind, that there are people who are kind of like in early stages of their awakening, and you know, sometimes like they're literally just at that point where they're just like, wait, like, are we the universe experiencing itself? Like, huh? And what does that feel like? What does it feel like to sit with that idea? Because up until a certain point, I think some people, they have this like illusion of disconnect between themselves and the world around them. They literally think that like they're separate from nature, so to speak. So once they kind of go through that realization, that's a big paradigm shift. It's a really big paradigm shift, and it adds a deep level of magic. You know, what is magic? Magic is infinite possibilities. Magic is the Triforce. You guys like a Triforce button? So for all you spiritual geeks out there like me. Have you seen the Mandelbrot set? Yeah, I'm familiar with the Mandelbrot set, absolutely. Yeah, so how do we time travel? Every night when we dream, through meditation. I mean, it's interesting when you hear people talk about experiences with things like ayahuasca, and they're basically, from my friend who told me this, they're basically like, in their ayahuasca experience, they were like time traveling through the past of their life and like seeing all the moments throughout their life and like visiting particular moments and stuff like that. So again, our body is like housing the consciousness, and the consciousness in itself is not bound by time. So our body is kind of like the launch pad for the consciousness to be able to move through these inner portals and to be able to experience reality from various non-temporal perspectives, if that makes sense. And maybe it doesn't make sense, but again, it's a kind of an interesting thing to try to put words on sometimes. Do you think water can be used to enter another dimension? I think water is actually an incredibly powerful thing. Water has always been associated with portals. Water has always been associated with moving through various states. Like, this is why, like, again, you know, we see this like in the process of a child being born, in the process of like, you know, it coming out of the womb. It's like literally coming out of that water portal. Water has been associated with portals throughout many cases of myths and legend and fairy folk. Even the movie Stargate, like the Stargates in Stargate have like portals on them. So interpret that how you will. But yeah, I do think that water is actually a very, very powerful thing that can be used within like multi-dimensional planes for transportation or information. I don't know. Like, again, like I can't, like, I'm just you guys. I'm just you. I'm only able to see things from my limited perspective. So anything I say, just think for yourself. All I'm doing is taking best guesses, right? So have I gotten good at astral projection? No, I'm not an expert in astral projection. We did a broadcast recently all about dreams. You guys are, if you're interested in listening to some really, really cool conversation about dreams, just click the link in my profile and check that out. If you guys are new to my profile, the link in my profile has links to our team podcasts. It has links to our Discord server, which you can check out. It has links to my Patreon, and it has links to my item shop. And that's where you can get things like the items, as well as like the shirt that I'm wearing and the light guarding crystals. I'm like a walking billboard for items. And again, that's only because I'm like, these aren't items, guys. Like, these aren't just swag. These are like tools to help shift consciousness. So yeah, I want you to get shift buttons. Yeah, I want you to get a shirt if you feel called. Yeah, you can get a crystal, light guardian crystal if you want. I'm not telling you to, but if you want, and use it as like an item that kind of like helps you evoke experiences within your journey. But you do the work. The podcast is on YouTube, and the podcast is on iTunes at Paradigm Shift Radio. But again, just click the link in my profile to find it. That's all you got to do. So the shirt says open your heart. For those of you who can't see, I know it's backwards on some broadcasts. So thanks, Frank. Yeah. Oh yeah, birth. It's just like coming through a portal from another dimension. No, seriously though, birth is freaking very multidimensional. That's for true. So what would you recommend for a new chapter in life? Flexibility and trust. That's probably not the answer you're looking for, but that's what I would say. And focus on yourself. 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 There's nothing the universe gives you that you are not already ready for. Listen to your heart. Be kind to yourself. Set healthy boundaries. Develop healthy habits. Clear out the bullshit. Release from unhealthy relationships. Be very mindful with yourself. Be consistent, and surround yourself with people who are on a shared journey. Surround yourself with a support network, and that's exactly what we have in our community. Our community is a support network. What's my favorite topic to discuss? Wow, no one's ever asked me that before. Like, here I am just answering all your guys' questions. I appreciate that. My favorite topic to discuss? I mean, when it comes to like spiritual stuff, I mean, I love like the idea of like time and UFOs, OUs, other us's. Those are definitely some of my favorite things. So I would say like, yeah, like concepts of like the future and like just consciousness and metaphysics and dreams. I mean, every single, like, that's the thing. Like, my favorite topic is just talking about life, if that makes sense, and everything that fits within that, because it's impossible to talk about one thing without it branching into something else. You guys know what I mean? So, what's the difference between the dimension here on Earth and dimension on something like Sirius B? Great question. I mean, I haven't been to Sirius B, so I can't really give a solid answer on that. I'm not exactly sure what type of answer you would expect me to give. If you want to expand on that, please feel free. Like, I'd be curious to hear like what your thoughts are on that. But yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting, the idea that maybe every single planet is like its own bubble, like its own dimensional bubble, but then within that bubble, there's like multiple dimensions within that bubble, so to speak. So it's like, it's kind of like a petri dish or an incubator or a matrix or a womb. And then within that same space, there's actually multiple dimensions in that same space, but on different frequencies that overlap, kind of like radio signals, right? So like right now, all the radio signals are in the air, but you only hear what you're tuned into. So right now, maybe there's like other things going on, but we're only tuned into one. At least that's one way to interpret it. I like the idea, this is just a side note, I like the idea that other planets, say for example like Saturn or Jupiter, that from our perspective, they appear as if they're just like giant, like, you know, empty planets or like gas giants. It's like, oh, there's no life there. But then on another dimension, those planets actually are like inhabited, and they actually have like existing consciousness and beings on them. So what is the most interesting thing that will happen in the next 5 to 10 years? I would say probably more direct contact with like the UFO phenomena and stuff like that. For those of you who are new, I'm super interested in the UFO phenomena. I'm super interested in human-initiated contact. There's a video on my YouTube channel about a contact experience that my girlfriend and I had, where we like summoned a UFO. And again, summoned isn't the most accurate word. We vectored it, we called it, so, and it answered. So, but yeah, I'm interested in, again, kind of like dream space over the next 5 years, how our dream space is going to evolve, how our art is going to evolve, how social media will evolve, and how awareness of like other galactic consciousnesses will begin to kind of like interweave with our story. We are only less than 2 decades away from Earth being like a galactic planet, like a part of a galactic like civilization. Maybe, right? I don't know. So, would you say that dimensions and perspectives rely on each other? Great question, E-Man. One way that I've explained reality is literally a perception-based hologram. So in that sense, like, I mean, it's hard to kind of answer that question, but yeah, perception and dimensions do go hand in hand. It's one of those things where, like, quite simply, if you are able to, you see what you are ready to see, you see what you're on a vibration with. And it's kind of one of those things where a lot of people, they're like, oh, I'll believe it when I see it. But the way how reality actually works is actually sometimes it's like you have to believe it in order to see it. Does that make sense? Drop an 1111 if that resonates with you guys. What do I think about Elon Musk? I don't really have too much of an opinion on Elon Musk because I don't know the guy personally. I think it's one of those things where we just kind of gotta have to wait and see. But I do think that Elon Musk is very aware of kind of like the holographic nature of this reality. I think he is like in contact with people who are very self-aware and know that this reality is like a little bit more complex than what most of us have been led to believe. But yeah, it's hard to say. It's hard to say exactly. But I do think that Elon is like probably partially involved with some of like the illusion that we are creating, like the fake story. There's like the fake story, and then there's like the other stories underneath it. Like, do I think that we're like that Elon Musk actually sent a car to Mars? No. No, I don't think that's very real. Like, I don't think that's very real. I think it's kind of more just kind of like something that they made to be able to like, I don't know, hype people up or something like that. It's weird. But yeah, like I said, I don't know Elon Musk, so I can't really say for certain. Have I ever been contacted? Yes. Me and my girlfriend had a very vivid UFO experience. Or as I refer to them, I don't just refer to them as UFOs, I refer to them as OUs, other us's. And if you guys check out my the link in my profile and scroll down, you'll see the link specifically for that video where it says, my girlfriend and I summoned a UFO. And that was based on like CE5 protocol, which I assume you're probably familiar with, some of you. So that's awesome. Who here has seen UFOs? For those of you on YouTube, it's hard for me to see the comments all the way from here. I can see Lori's commenting, and Felicia, and Mary. That's cool. Yeah, the Neuralink microchip is terrifying. I mean, I'm not totally against, you know, versions of like augmenting humans with technology. I'm not totally against it, but it is something that we have to take cautiously. I agree, because that could easily become a slippery slope, and then next thing you know, we're like accidentally creating androids that kill us, which is like a possibility. So gotta be careful. Yeah, we're at a very exciting time to be alive right now, that's for sure. Alright guys, I'm almost done punching the buttons that I got. A reminder, if you guys are new to my profile, be sure to click the link in my profile to join into our Discord server if you want. And that's where you can get like more information and engagement. You can join on my Patreon as a leading member. You can do that later once you've gotten more familiar with my content. And you can also check out my item shop, and that's where you can get some of the items, such as the shift buttons, which are holographic tools for helping evoke synchronicity, and each one has a Paradigm Shift Central website on it. That's our team project. So you could give that to someone and be like, check this out, it's an awesome project, and it's a dope button. So, have I seen this show called Feed? I don't think I have. That's pretty cool. You guys are like talking about UFO sightings and stuff like that. That's awesome. I like how people are like literally triggered by my content. They're like, dude, what the fuck? Like, why are you so confident that time machines are real? Like, I'm sorry, but I don't need to explain my content to you. It's just entertainment. If people want to get triggered by my content, that's not my responsibility. So, in fact, I do it to trigger them. But my content's not for everyone. I'm not making my content for everyone. And if people are gonna leave antagonistic comments on my content, like, I block them. Like, simple as that. I don't have time for people who are gonna like try and like bash me and stuff like that. Sorry, but my content's not for everyone, and neither is your content. And that's okay. Block and bless, man. Like, you're doing yourself a favor. So, I haven't heard of that show. What's it about? It's called Feed. Okay. Is it like a documentary series? Right? Yeah, you said it, Rain. I think the thing is, like, sometimes my videos show up in people's FYPs, Like, it's the same thing. Like, I mean, who here is familiar with Pandora? Like, Pandora Spark. Like, how many people here are familiar with Pandora Spark's content? Like, she talks all about time travel and stuff like that. And people get so fucking triggered by it. It's hilarious. And she's just like, good. I want them to be triggered by it. So, it's fucking jokes, man. Anyways, that's pretty cool. E-Man, thanks for letting me know. I'll have to check that out. Alright guys, I'm almost done making buttons here. Then I'm going to take a break, and what am I going to do after that? We'll see. I do want to do some tarot readings a little bit later. So I may take a break. I may do tarot readings for a bit. I just have to be careful with my voice. Like, I've been talking for 2 hours here. And again, guys, if you guys want to order these buttons, sign up for the Patreon, and then you can get the 25% discount. And that definitely is a pretty dope deal. So, yeah, that's what's gonna happen eventually. Eventually, we're gonna have like the internet in our mind. Like, it's, and eventually we're gonna get to the point where we're gonna like be like augmenting our dream space. Like, that's gonna happen. Like, I've had that knowledge for quite some time, where like eventually when we go to sleep, it will be like augmented dream time. So get ready for that. And like every time when you go to sleep, it'll be like entering into the internet, and you'll get to like consciously choose where you want to go. I made a video about this in 2009. That's like, it's like a satirical video. Little did I know it was actually predicting the future. So if you're looking for a new show to watch Raised by Wolves. Really cool show. Yeah, Rain, check out Raised by Wolves. What is it? What platform is it on? I forget what it's on, but it's definitely worth checking out. Let's see how many other people are triggered by my content right now. Cool, guys. Thanks again for joining in. I'll keep making buttons here. If you guys got any other quick questions, go ahead and let me know. Yeah, so Raised by Wolves is on HBO Max. I'm on episode 5 tonight, so. For those of you on YouTube, what are you guys talking about there? Block and Bless, you guys know it. I love your Dundas. What? Can't. Lori, I'm trying to figure out what you're saying, and then I can just see you just like, damn these fingers. Alright. Awesome. Thanks again, guys, for those of you tuning in. Thanks for being awesome. Thanks for being a part of this journey. Thanks for being a supportive member of the community. Thanks for not getting too upset if I trigger you. Your triggers are your teachers. So. And again, if you guys are looking for more, links in my profile to our team podcast, Discord channel, Patreon, and item shop, and my 1-hour video of the experience my girlfriend and I had when we were contacted, when we summoned a UFO, CE5 protocol style. So if you guys want to check that out, it's really cool. I'm glad you guys are having. Thank you again to those of you tuned in on YouTube. You guys got like your own little party going on. Oh my! Do I do that? Do I go do 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 do? Is that what I do? I make that noise when I'm reading comments. That's like, I'm like, I have to keep making noises. Like, I'm on air. I have to keep you guys entertained. That's what you guys pay me for, right? How old am I? I am infinite years old. How old do you guys think I am? Go ahead and guess. Feel free to flatter me. I mean, some of you know how old I am, so. And I'm not ashamed of how old I am. The fact of how old I am also means that I've got like experience. So, I have to make sure that like I'm leading the way with the experience that I got. Like honestly, I've spent the last 10 years getting really good at my job so that I could be in a place of leadership to help lead people right now who may be brand new to this stuff, you know? So nice, 23. I'll take it. That's a solid compliment. Thanks. 20s, yeah. Go ahead, a little bit higher. You'll get it eventually. It's like the most powerful number ever. That's yeah. I'm like the most powerful age possible. In the most powerful year so far. The destiny calls me into my purpose. So, Mary, you don't know how old I am either. Reminds me of Superman. Yeah. Oh, this song yeah, the Superman song. That's funny. There you go. Now you guys got it. Yes, I turned 33 this year. That is correct. And I'm happy to hear that sometimes you guys think I'm 23. I'll take it. That's good. It's dope. What I say is we grow old to learn how to live young is what I say. And, you know, I've lived a very intentional life. I've followed my passion. I eat healthy. I cultivate joy, and it keeps me young. You know, that's a very important thing. Joyfulness actually keeps you young. If you're like intentionally or unintentionally like stressing out, it's like eroding you. Think of it this way. This is a very powerful metaphor. You're moving through like, think of life as like moving through water. You're like moving through an ocean of energy. If you're stressed, imagine you're almost like an umbrella that you're holding, and you're kind of like trying to pull it through the water, and it's like, ugh! And you do that, and it creates resistance, and it like stresses, and it actually deteriorates the umbrella. It like erodes it like a rock. That's what happens when you're stressed. Now imagine you're going through that exact same water, but you're like an arrow and you're pierced, and you go the exact same distance, but from A to B, you erode less. It actually like degrades you less, but you travel the same distance. And so when you're in a place of joyfulness, that's when you're like an arrow. When you're in a place of stress and complaining and shitty people, then you become like a backwards umbrella or like a parachute, and it actually like deteriorates you over time. Does that make sense? Drop an 1111, because I think that's a very, very powerful way to, again, just be like, oh shit, am I being a backwards umbrella right now? Like, if I am, that's okay, but you don't want to stay like that for longer than you need to. So it doesn't mean that like don't ignore your feelings and stuff like that, but get good at like being self-aware of how to be able to bring yourself into places of like gratitude and joyfulness. So Rain's jotting down notes as I say stuff. That's funny. Cool, guys. So yeah, like honestly, like that is probably part of the reason why I look younger than what I am. But I don't think I'm anything special. If anything, maybe I'm just an example of the fact that if you guys are younger than me, then now is the time, or even if you're older than me, now is the time to know that, you know, we grow old to learn how to live young. So, like, honestly, I think when I was like 23, I was probably like older. Like I was like my body was less conditioned than it is now. So, because a lot of times we have to like unlearn and deprogram and, you know, purge and things like that. Back when I was 23, my diet was mostly just like pizza and pop. And then eventually I'm like, wait a second, pop's horrible for you, but I'm still gonna eat pizza. So, and I still do. I still eat pizza. So, yo, what's up, Divine Being? Absolutely. Yeah, age is a very interesting thing. And when I ask people, they're like, how old are you? You know, I'll be like, I'm 33 going on infinite. But I've said that every year since I've been like 22, right? So anyways, guys. Yeah, we're making, yeah, you can see here. So there's a tree button there. That's just one of the buttons. There's like over like 60 different designs that I have. And I'll show you this next one, actually. I'm curious if anybody recognizes what this next one is. And again, guys, if you guys are looking for these buttons, these are called shift buttons. They're not just buttons, they're tools for shifting consciousness. and they're available through my item shop. Do you guys know what this is? Does anybody recognize what that is? Do you guys know what that is? Unless you're on YouTube. That's funny. Cool. Yeah, good for you. For those of you who are like, yeah, I know what you mean. Like suddenly you like, it's not until you get older you're just like, oh shit, now I understand how to live life and stuff. That happens, you know. Age is a very relative thing. There are people who are like in their 40s and 50s who are just waking up now, and suddenly they'll start living more now than they did in any of their 20s and 30s, right? So it's important, you know, it's important to be open to just being able to learn new ways of living and knowing how to block people on social media who don't appreciate your work. That's my secret to keeping me young. Block and bless assholes on TikTok. So that's my secret. So, I mean, I'm not against people challenging me, but I don't literally have to like spend my energy responding to every single comment if people are going to be antagonistic. If people are genuinely curious, that's different. But people are like, what? You don't know that? I'm just like, sorry, my content's not for you. Like, that's okay. There's a million other creators out there. And again, that's an act of kindness for me, because you would do the exact same thing if you were around other people. The boundaries you fail to set are the energies you continue to allow. So Rain, you can write that down and tattoo it as well. So have I ever channeled anything? I don't know. I mean, if anything, like, well, yes, because I channel creative life force simply by being, right? So have I channeled like another entity? I wouldn't say that I have, nor have I really like tried to, but I channeled like frequencies of my being. There's like different versions of myself. There's like, you know, like very like playful version, and then there's like very serious version, you know? But I mean, like, we're constantly channeling. Because we literally are a channel, right? Like, we're like the creative life force, like it flows through us and it moves through us. And so that's what we want to do. We actually want to get good at being a channel. But yeah, I channel my higher self through my heart. I think that counts. I think that counts. But I know what you mean in terms of like channeling, like hold on, let me. Greetings, Earthlings. It is I, Bashar, here to be able to assist you in the awakening of your consciousness. Remember that we are your descendants and you are our ancestors, and we are folding time in on itself to be able to connect back with you so that we can become something more together. Stay strong and prosper. There, I just channeled Bashar. What of it? Prove to me I'm wrong. Anyways, guys, I'm almost done buttons here. Guys, if you guys are thinking of signing up for my Patreon, do me a favor, drop a 555 in the comments. I'll follow you back. And you can check out my Patreon again. That's where you can join as a monthly, with a monthly contribution, you can join as a leading member. And do that, not just because you're like supporting me, but do it as like a way to receive support, because you're getting involved with a really, really dope team. We got a weekly team podcast. We have our collaborative work periods for conscious creators. Access to me as a conscious media creation coach with my like 15 years of expertise experience as a conscious media creator. And also discount for the item shop. Here, you can get this button. That's a pretty cool button. You guys like that button? Cool. Thanks, Mary. Mary thanks my TikTok is amazing. Yeah, I'm glad my TikTok stands out. I definitely try to make it something special. I want people to watch my TikTok and be like, oh, that was a little bit different. So the higher self are always talking, right? We are our own spirit guides. Probably, more or less. Why not? Prove me wrong. Ask me about lucid dreaming. I like these buttons. See, these are the buttons that like have questions on them. Say like, ask me about this, ask me about that. I got one button that says like ask me about DMT. It's like very blunt. I'd love to know what experiences have come out of people wearing that button. Nate, thanks for joining in. My content is about being able to help awaken consciousness, encouraging people to think for themselves, bringing in a lot of playful energies, and also building a team of light guardians, modern day Jedi, badass psychedelic superheroes. We're building a real world team of spiritual superheroes working together to be able to help make the world a better place and level up within this real world game. More or less, that's what we're doing. And we built a team of conscious media creators. And we got a weekly podcast, we got a Discord server, we got an item shop, and we got a really, really dope community here. It's unlike anything else that you'll find. I mean, I can't say that for certain, but it's unique. It's very unique. Do I think Jesus was a real person? Maybe. I mean, if Jesus wasn't a real person, I guarantee you that there were people that like studied as monks, became ninjas, learned about chakras, and then came back to the East, to like Eastern Middle East, and taught people about spirituality. So yeah, I don't get too caught up in the idea of worrying whether or not Jesus was or wasn't a person. I think as an archetype, it's a very powerful symbol. That's cool. That's cool. So, but I like the idea that Jesus was like basically like a spiritual ninja. That's my vision of Jesus, if I were to pick one. So, but yeah, I do think, again, you know, Jesus could be seen as like an example where it's like a mirror. It's like, here, you can do this too. Like that's how I see it, right? So I'm sure you guys agree. Rain, we learn how to grow old to learn how to live young. Damn, Rain, such a good quote. Absolutely. Have I been watching videos of people doing like pyrokinesis and aerokinesis and all the telekinesis? Yeah, I've seen it. I think it's quite fascinating. Again, I think it's important to use discernment. I think our imagination can kind of get the best of us, but I do think there's realness to that. Like, oh yeah, no, that's definitely a thing. I think it's dope that there's people on TikTok who are like filming themselves doing like aerokinesis and stuff like that. So, alright team, I'm almost done making buttons here, and then I gotta wrap up this broadcast because I've been live on here. Guys, if we can get someone signed up for the TikTok, or sorry, sign up for my TikTok. What does that even mean? If we can get everybody signed up for the Patreon during this broadcast, that'd be dope. I'm not too worried about it. But again, if you guys are interested in joining on my Patreon with a monthly contribution, drop a 555 in the comments and I'll follow you back. And if you have any questions, you can let me know. And again, then you can get further involved as a leading member in our team of conscious creators. And it's a very, very like well-rooted and established team. And we got a lot of conscious creators that you would probably recognize as well. So cool. Rain's gonna sign up eventually. Rain, I'm gonna follow you back, Rain. I've been enjoying your support in the comments. So plus you're Canadian. Oh, there's the air show's going right now. Go Team Canada. So any advice on how to decalcify your pineal gland? Eat healthy, pay attention to the water you drink, and don't think about it too much, because I think regardless of whether or not you think your pineal gland is decalcified, can be like overridden by like your thoughts in themselves. If you're just like, oh, my pineal gland needs to be more decalcified, like maybe that thought is actually creating the illusion that you think that your powers are being limited. So maybe your thoughts can override a pineal gland calcination story, so to speak. I mean, when it comes to the third eye and stuff like that, I think there's multiple ways to look at it. I think there's like kind of like the allegory of the opening up the third eye, which is more about being able to like see the illusions, see through the illusions and think for yourself. And then there's like the actual like chakra, which has its own like energetic properties and virtues and abilities as well. But yeah, flex your imagination. That's a good way. Strengthen your third eye. Practice meditating, practice visualizing, practice dreaming. And yeah, just, you know, simply pay attention to your diet. You are what you eat after all. So, but don't worry about it too much. Do you guys have meetings or conventions, like physical meetings? I used to host physical meetings, not too much recently, but we have our weekly podcast, which I mentioned, and that's Thursday, and that's like our online meetings. And then we also have meetings Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday for conscious creators, where like I like give people like tips and tactics for social media to help them become like successful entrepreneurs. My goal is to help over 100 conscious entrepreneurs, like conscious media creators, become self-sustained in sharing their gifts. That's my goal. Like over the next several years, I want to be able to help like as many people as I can create like a regenerative abundance so that we can focus on creating content, because that will in turn help accelerate the shift in consciousness. So yeah, again, you know, meditation is always going to be a different thing. For some people, sometimes meditating is going to be sitting down, but for other people, you know, I think meditating will be going out for a walk and dancing. So if you're finding like you're having trouble meditating, maybe just try meditating in a different way, divine being. That would be my interpretation. So like go dance. Go out in the woods and dance. Because like you can probably do that more easily than you might be able to just like sit there. And if anything, doing that may allow you to just kind of like get more open to being able to sit. So 1 second. One second, guys. I'm just listening to a voice message. One second. It's just a message from Lacey. All right, guys. Any final questions you guys might have real quick before I wrap this up, or just gratitude? If you guys just want to share your gratitude, some of you guys have been hanging out with me for the last like hour. We've been having some great discussion and questions, as well as for those of you, Mary and Lori, just like throwing it down in the YouTube chat. What are you guys talking about over there? Thank you, Lori. Thanks for joining in. Awesome. Yeah, we're gonna be wrapping up shortly, anyways. Cool. I'm glad you guys are having fun. Again, you know, like, what is meditating, right? Like, meditating can be interpreted through a variety of perspectives. I think meditating, I think there is the traditional sit down and observe, meditate, and practice flexing your imagination. I think that's a form of meditating. But at the same time, I think meditation is about being able to practice being present in whatever it is you're doing. So if you can go out and dance in the woods and be very present and get into that flow state and feel like kind of creative energy moving through you, that can be interpreted as meditating too, you know? So that's again like movement meditation. So yeah, go dance, absolutely. Thanks, SJK, appreciate the support. Your perception is your reality. Let's go Canada, right? All right, guys. Again, if you guys haven't yet, you're welcome to join our Discord server. The link for that's in my profile. And make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. And if you want to join on Patreon this month, you guys can do that. Contributions only processed on the 1st of each month. So if you sign up like today, nothing gets processed until later. And next week's broadcast, like our team podcast next Thursday, it's really, really cool. I'll tell you what it is. The topic is going to be on like the mystery and magic of fairy folk. So that's going to be kind of like something that we're going to be diving into. So I'm excited for that. Moving up towards like even just like Halloween, we'll get into more like spirit stuff and everything like that. We'll see. Here's a wolf button for you guys. I'd give it to you right now if I could. Like if I could literally just be like, here, this is for you. Like I'd do that for all 7 people tuned into this broadcast right now on TikTok. And for those of you on YouTube, I'd be like, here, catch. I love tossing buttons to people. It's fun. So thanks for answering those questions. You're awesome. Thanks, Rain. Thanks so much. Rain, are you connected on the Discord server? Just checking real quick. Alright guys, I'm almost done. I've only got a few more buttons, and then I gotta go stretch my back. I gotta go play some basketball after this. Whew. Alright. Let's see. Have I triggered more people on TikTok yet? Let's find out. How's that video doing? 6,000 views. Not too bad. That's funny. Oh man, I like when you guys leave like funny comments on my videos. I appreciate them. All right. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, thanks, Rain. No problem. And like, you can join the Discord server from desktop too. So like, you don't need to use the mobile app. It's actually easier to use Discord from desktop, quite frankly. So, what are my thoughts on animal consciousness? Fascinated. I mean, I think consciousness exists in a variety of forms in different beings. It's kind of like it's almost like a spectrum or something like that. But yeah, like consciousness is definitely present in all things. How it presents itself is going to be different. But yeah, no, do animals have consciousness? Absolutely. How they express that consciousness will be different. But yeah, I think, again, I think animal consciousness is interesting because animal consciousness, because of the brain, it's like they enact purely like from an intuitive space. Their actions are like nothing but spirit, so to speak. Whereas with us, we have the ability to like interfere with our own spiritual action. Meaning if we're like in our flow, then things just kind of happen, but we have this ability to kind of like get out of our own flow. Like, that's our free will. Our free will is actually our ability to step off our path. And then when we're in our flow, we're on our path, so to speak. At least that's how I interpret it. So cool. Awesome, Divine. Glad to hear. Yeah, maybe, E-Man. Like, again, I think you're leaning towards something. Yeah, like I think, again, I think consciousness, this is one way I've ever heard it before. It's not whether or not we do have free will, it's why we have free will. And the reason why we have free will is to make sure that consciousness is evolving. Once we get to the level of man to human, consciousness is actually evolving through will. So when consciousness is in like the plants and the rocks, like the mineral kingdom, the plant kingdom, and then eventually the animal kingdom, it kind of like just naturally evolves over time. It will kind of like move from one to the other. However, when it gets to the human, it will not go from human to proto-human to the next level, which is like Homo luminous, which is the awakening of the human mind, the consciousness. In order for that to happen, it requires intention and will. Otherwise, every single person would just be naturally awakened, but that's not the case. Not every single person on Earth right now is here to fully awaken their consciousness. Because again, as more and more people continue to wake up, more and more people will continue to fall asleep. That may hit home for you guys, just to be able to hear that and be like, oh shit, like, oh yeah, that's right. Like, we're not here to try and wake everybody up because not everybody will wake up. That's why, again, we see the highest highs and the lowest lows. As more and more people continue to wake up, more and more people will continue to fall asleep. So, which is kind of weird, but honestly, that's just, it's the yin and the yang. It's how it works. And it's just a matter of what you choose to align yourself with. So, don't take it personally. Yeah, that's one way to think about it. So, yeah, no problem, Rain. I'm almost done. I'll jump off here in a minute. Yo, what's up, Solace? Man, we've been having some good discussion here. Thank you again. Thanks, Mary. Thanks so much for joining in. Thanks again, Lori. Guys, I'm almost done here. My back's sore. Like, I gotta stretch after this. Because I've been, like, arched over for, like, 2 hours. But making buttons and, again, just showing up in service for you guys. That's what I'm here to do. So so I appreciate your guys' support. Again, thank you again to everyone. Thank you to our Patreon supporters. You guys make the work that I do possible. So the yin and the yang. So absolutely. All right, guys, any last comments of gratitude, go ahead and leave those into the chat. Again, if you guys want to connect further, you can connect to the link in my profile to explore our Discord server, my YouTube channel, even watch full-length movies I've made. A lot of people don't know that. I'm actually like a filmmaker. Like, I'm an award-winning filmmaker. And there's full-length movies that I've made back in 2013, 14, 15, 2012. And they're about transformational festivals. And you can check them out. They're called the Journey to Lucidity movies, and they're in my profile links. Yo, what's up, Pandora? What's up to all those time travelers out there? Pandora, we were talking earlier just about like how hilarious it is, how triggered some people get by some of my content, and just by content in general. It's like, how dare you express a belief that does not align with my own? Like, anyways, so Wolf button for you guys. Again, guys, I would give you this button if I could just like pass it through the screen. I would. Like, I got enough to share. Like, I got like, I'll show you guys. Like, this is by the power of buttons. Every single one of these is a seed waiting to be planted. So again, guys, if you guys want to get some buttons, order those from the shop. And if you're tuned in right now, like, I'll put in like additional stuff for your order. Again, guys, like, I'm not making these buttons to like make money. I'm making these buttons as tools for you guys to use to help shift consciousness. I've been making them for years. I've been making them for years, guys. So if you guys want them, like, seriously, having the buttons, you can think of them as like items in a video game where like you literally use them and you keep your eyes open. You just be like, huh, like, I'm gonna give my button to that person, and you walk up to them and be like, hey, this is a gift, and they're just like, oh my goodness, buttons. And seriously, like, the amount, see, what I used to do, I haven't done this recently, is I would combine buttons with free hug tactics. So I would do free hugs, and then when people come up to me and they give me a hug, and then I would say to them, I'd be like, congratulations, you passed the test. And then I give them a button. And then again, and the button, it's not just a button, because the buttons have the website on it. So like the buttons are basically like a holographic tool. Using the power of the internet, on the website it says Paradigm Shift Central on the rim. And so you give them a button, and it's basically like giving them like a holographic disc. And it's like, here, this is an invitation to connect with our community. This gives you access to our podcast, to the movies, to the Discord server, to the item shop, to the Patreon, to all the other things. Like, it's super, super powerful. Like, I've given out thousands of buttons over the years, and I'm looking forward to giving out thousands more. So if you guys want to get some buttons, you guys are welcome to. I would encourage you to join on the Patreon, even if it's at the $5 level, and then you'll get the discount, and you'll make your money back even just by being on the Patreon, literally just by like ordering and stuff like that. So yeah, the Patreon is in my profile link, and so if you just go through my profile link, guys, you'll see everything there. Like, every single thing you need is through my profile link. It's pretty easy for you guys. All right, guys, last button for today at least. Ta-da! Well, Orion Nebula one. I love buttons. Here's a Ouroboros button. Again, all the buttons have like conscious symbolism on them. So like, they're not just like random buttons. Each one has a symbol on it that is meant to like spark conversation. So if you were to wear like a button with the Ouroboros on it, people would be like, yo, is that the infinity symbol? Like, what is that, right? And then you'd be like, yeah, like, this is like the Ouroboros. Like, this is like it's like the infinity symbol of the Ouroboros. And then you start talking to them and be like, oh yeah, like, are you interested in like consciousness and stuff like that? And then you start kind of evolving the conversation. Like, I have given out so many buttons to people who, prior to me giving them out to them, were strangers. And then you spark conversation, and you make friendships, and you build community. Like, the buttons are actually tools for like building community. So yeah, if you guys haven't yet, if you go to my YouTube channel, you can watch videos of me doing this, of me doing free hugs. and like giving out buttons and stuff like that. I haven't plugged the buttons super hard on my TikTok, but again, I'll do it now. Just to let people know about it. Anyways, guys, I am going to wrap this up because I need to get up and stretch. But it's been a joy hanging out with you, even for those of you tuned in on YouTube as well. Again, if you guys are looking to connect further, link in my profile connects to our Discord server, the item shop, that's where you can get the buttons, and also the Patreon, where you can join as a leading member, get lots of additional benefits there to support you, and you can get the discount for the buttons. And also you can connect to our podcast and my YouTube and my movies and lots of other stuff. Last call, if anybody here is thinking of signing up to my Patreon, again, that's either $5 monthly contribution, $11, whatever works for you. Drop a 555 in the comments and I'll follow you back right now. And then that way, if you have any questions, you can just let me know. Cool, awesome. Happy to see you guys. My last video, a lot of people like that. 650 people like that video so far. That's pretty cool. I'm just glad I'm not going too viral, so. That's funny. Sweet, thank you, Divine Being. Thank you, Rain. Again, guys, like the Patreon only processes on the 1st of each month. So even if you guys are like, oh, I'm waiting for my paycheck, but if your paycheck comes in a week, you could sign up for the Patreon today or tomorrow. And then the contribution won't process until October 1st, if that makes it easier for you guys. But yeah, either way, guys, you guys are welcome to send me a DM on Instagram if you have any questions. And yeah, thank you again so much. Felicia saying they might upgrade. Oh, sweet, Felicia. Yeah, that'd be cool, Felicia. If I do tarot tonight, maybe we can upgrade during tarot. That'd be cool. All right, cool. Yeah, stay tuned, guys. E-Man, I'll give you a follow right now too. I appreciate that, E-Man. Yeah, and again, guys, like it's not just like you're not just joining on Patreon to get buttons and stuff. Like the core reason to join on Patreon, if you're joining at the $11 level, you're joining as a leading member, or at least you can choose to. And then that's where you can get involved with like the full access to our Discord server and get involved with our team of conscious media creators. And you can check out my YouTube because there's like a bunch of our work meetings that I have on there that have like tactics and info about building your own Patreon and building your own Discord and building content. There's a lot of really valuable info there. But join on Patreon as a way to say like, fuck yes to yourself. Be like, fuck yes, I'm leveling up. Fuck yes, I'm surrounding myself with community. Fuck yes, this is something I am passionate about. And fuck yes, like I want to be able to support something that I want more people to be able to value from. So, all right, guys. I could sit here and talk about the Patreon for a while longer. Any last questions about the Patreon real quick, or maybe just the community if you guys got some quick questions? And again, the Discord, yeah, so the Discord, if you go to tinyurl.com, okay, for Rain, just go to any of my newest YouTube videos and then check the info in that, and that will link to the Discord. That would be what I would do, Rain. But it's tinyurl.com/shift-team-chat, if you can remember that. So maybe write that down. tinyurl.com/shift-team-chat. So, But yeah, there's a lot of people who have joined into the team who are like, who yeah, like they were kind of like new to like speaking on air or like getting outside of their comfort zone. And then they started joining on-air broadcast, and it really helped them with like developing their throat chakra, more or less, you know? And so like there were a bunch of people, even with Dream Class and the full moon party, and they're like, yo, like I've never done anything like this before. But after they do it and they like talk on air in front of an audience, they're like, whoa, like I feel really proud of myself. I feel like I leveled up. Like I feel like this deep sense of connection. So it's okay. Like our team is a spectrum of people who are well established and people who are new. And as leading members, we'll help kind of like welcome you into that space. It's a really, really beautiful community. And I'm just so grateful for every single one of you for being a part of it in any form. So like if you're tuned into this, you're a part of the team. So yeah, it's a pretty cool team. We got cool people like Felicia and Mary and Lori who are in the YouTube chat. Thank you guys for those of you in the YouTube. I know I'm kind of talking more so for the TikTok audience, but I know we got our leading members in the YouTube who are holding it down as well. Awesome. Cool team. All right, guys. Yeah. I don't know if the Discord. Yeah, I think the Discord link's in the free hugs video. It should be there. Should be there. Rain, if you need to, just send me a DM on Instagram. You can do that as well. So if you're on Instagram, just send me a DM. It'll go into my filter, but I'll keep an eye open for it. So cool. And yeah, and if you guys want, you can leave a comment in our Discord and just be like, hey, tuned in from TikTok today or something like that. So, and check it out, get a feel for it. Don't sign up for the Patreon until you've just kind of checked things out. There's no rush. So, okay, cool. All right, guys, I'm hungry. I'm going to go get some food and then go get some exercise. And I'll be back later. I'm going to do some Team Tarot later today. So stay tuned for that. That'll be a cool chance to join in with the rest of the team. It was great hanging out with you guys. We made some dope buttons. Buttons. Look at all those buttons. You guys got to help me share those buttons, man. I need you guys to order them so we can get rid of them. Go share them. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for joining in and have a great afternoon. And yeah, stay tuned for Tarot broadcasts. All right. Much love, team. Links are in my profile. Check it out. All right. YouTube, you guys are great. Thanks for holding the fort. Talk to you guys soon. See you in the Discord.